This episode of Riffs on Riffs is brought to you by DistroKid.
Membership means more with American Express Business Gold. Earn 4 times membership rewards points in your top 2 eligible spending categories every month, including eligible U.S. advertising purchases and select media, and U.S. purchases at restaurants, including takeout and delivery. What are you waiting for? Get the card that flexes with your spending every month. Terms and points cap apply. Learn more at americanexpress.com/business-gold. Amex Business Gold Card. Built for business by American Express.
Well, hello, and welcome to Riffs on Riffs. And Tobe, I know that you're on to my little games.
Oh my God, so on to them.
I'm just going to rewind it. I'm just going to rewind it, and I'm going to go old school and start with a joke.
Okay.
Because at least this way, you know what's coming, no surprises.
Sure, hit me.
What did the green grape say to the purple grape?
What did the green grape say to the purple grape? No idea.
Breathe, man, breathe. Come on.
This is something else.
Not
right
even
here.
a chuckle.
This is something.
I was hoping for one of the Toby guffaws. I got nothing. Audience, I hope that at the very least you laughed, because I feel like that's some quality stuff.
That is. You know what? I'm a listen back to this, and I'll laugh the second time I hear it. I promise you.
Okay. Well, it doesn't help the energy of the show,
because
right now I'm feeling a little deflated.
Ladies and gentlemen of Riff Nation, we thank you for joining us on another episode of Riffs on Riffs. Today, we are discussing the artist by the name of Benson Boone and his song called Beautiful Things. Now, I will say, this is one of the times where you sent the song and I was like, who is this? I heard the song and I know who this is. Yeah.
Right,
I got it. I got it. So I've heard this song plenty of times. I would like to say, I know we're going to talk about our feelings about said song. I would like to say this, is that I think the words are pretty, but I want to go away from the lyrics for a moment and say that my heart goes out to this young man's vocal cords. His vocal, that is what I think about every time. Every time I hear him sing, I'm like, oh my God, it is going to be a pain, a struggle to sing this live over and over and over again, especially as much of a hit as it is, because it's definitely a hit. So those are my initial thoughts right off, right off the bat. I feel it. Like, yes, I understand where you're coming from. I understand the sentiment behind it, but your vocal cords, woo, that is, if it sounds like he's straining, and maybe he's not, but it sounds like he's straining.
Yeah. Especially for somebody who hasn't spent his whole life singing, really just figured out that he could and embraced it and ran with it. Yeah, I hope that he gets in front of a coach at some point real soon. It's like, cool. Because I think I remember John Bon Jovi having the same issue. Early in his career, just belting all those tracks and really a great voice. And then it wasn't until way later in his career where he kind of acknowledged, I didn't know what I was doing. My voice suffered because of it. And now I actually know how to hit those appropriately and whatever. So Benson, get on that real soon. Sooner the better, my friend.
But with that being said, now let's get to the actual track. Let's actually talk about the song itself.
Sure.
So I would say this is that normally what happens is that you will send me a song or I'll send you a song, whatever the case may be. And I'll listen to the song, maybe never heard of it, just heard the song's really popular. And I'll listen to it the first time. Okay. Second time. Okay. Third time. Yeah, you know what? I get it. And kind of go from there and actually begin to like it. And that's typically what happens. That doesn't happen with this song here. I'll be honest with you. I think it's a cool song. The words to me are slightly needy. And that feeling is I don't know, man. I'm just not in the mood for that. I'm just not in the mood for that right now.
Wow.
It's a little needy. He starts talking about how and I get it. Like he starts off the song talking about how he's thankful for his parents and things like that. I mean, he even has a part like, and I hope, and I pray, and that's like, it's great. It's fantastic. But when he starts talk about your family and they're healthy, you see them once a month. That's awesome. And now we talk about this woman. And you know what? Let's just keep talking about this woman and forget about what I started this song talking about family. And then then being afraid you could lose her. I don't know, man. It seemed it seemed needy to me. Maybe I'm off, but go ahead.
Toby, I feel like I need to do a wellness check on you, my friend. Because usually, I thought I was going to come in hot on this episode, and I kind of walked that back as I listened more to the song, and I totally hear what you're saying, but I'm going to go in opposite direction.
Oh, okay.
I love the fact that he's leaning into vulnerability, especially as a 22-year-old dude. I think it's one of the things that this generation is doing really well is saying, hey, I'm super vulnerable. These are the fears that I have. These are the challenges that I'm facing. Is it needy? Yeah, of course. And we're all needy as humans. And I think that being comfortable in saying, hey, look, I was up all night thinking I just might lose it all. Tell me you haven't had that happen to you.
Oh, for sure.
Where you're coasting around, you're like, oh, things are going great. And then you're like, uh-oh. I know what happens when things are going great. Eventually this ends. And that's scary.
Oh,
so,
for sure.
Yeah. Is it needy? Sure. But I'm okay with it, I think.
And I guess maybe part of, how some songs can be a little bit triggering, where it's like they remind you of maybe a way that you felt before. And maybe that's it's just really nothing personally against this guy. I think his voice is great.
Yeah.
It has nothing to do with that. It's just like, man, I do remember feeling like that. And that sucked. Because why it particularly sucked is I could not enjoy what I presently had. You work so hard to get, and now you get there, and it's like you can't even enjoy. I mean, do you even have time to say thank you to the God you believe in, whether it's nature or Allah, Jesus, Jesus, whatever.
Yep.
You can't even take the time to say thank you because you're now worried about losing it all. And I get it. It just makes me feel bad. That's it.
Well, I mean, I think that because it's such a universal human thing, you are triggered by it and you're like, oh, I don't want to go back to those times where I was in that space. Right. I think, there's some interesting, as humans, we are fundamentally change averse. And so it's interesting that when we're stuck in a bad situation, we just want to stay there because we would rather stay in a bad situation than change it up. And when we're in a good situation, we can't accept the fact that we're in a good situation and we're already freaking out about the change that is inevitably around the corner. Mm-hmm. So, but I think there's the flip side of that is we've all been through really great periods in our life and really bad periods in our life. And no matter what, we know that in the midst of that, it's going to evolve at some point. And I think what you're really trying to say is how do we stay present in those moments? And how do we stay happy no matter what is going on? Or even if we can't be happy, acknowledging that a change is going to come.
Sure.
And I think one of the other interesting things about that is they did a pretty significant research on this once upon a time, just kind of looking at happiness as a benchmark. And I think we always kind of look at things and say, oh, if I get to this, if I have this, if I achieve this. And what they found is that even people who've been through pretty severe trauma, like, hey, I was in a horrible car accident and now I'm a quadriplegic, which is completely upending my life in every single way. They found that like pretty much a 6-month window, the baseline happiness is exactly the same. So our ability to be resilient, to deal with whatever comes our way and find those pockets of happiness and kind of stay there is completely inside of us. And I think that's what's fascinating and a little bit scary no matter what, because you're like, well, that's all well and good, but how am I going to get through those 6 months or whatever it is?
Oh, for sure. Yeah. Well, it kind of speaks to that whole notion that happiness is a choice, right? You have a choice to stay present or not. And I don't want this to get super negative or super dark or what have you, but that is kind of like what I'm not paying for therapy. So Joe, this is it. You're the best I got right now. So, but I will say this
Sorry,
is that I apologize in advance, right?
Apologize in advance.
Mistakes were made.
Yeah, right. For sure.
No, but I will say is that, one of the things that, I used to be one of those, and I'm not saying that I can't get there from time to time, but one of those die hard Cavaliers fan, Browns fan, and Buckeye fan. I bleed those teams. I love those teams. And man, when they're having a great season, in times past, we say, man, they didn't make it all the way. They didn't win the ring. It's like, man, all of the joy, the season that they had just goes to nothing over one game and sometimes one play. And it's like, man, how many months of enjoyment, how many weeks, how many hours of enjoyment did that team give you? How many conversations were had just talking about being excited about the team? The older I get, the more I realize, man, just like you said, stay present, enjoy the moment, because, when everything changes, everything goes, it's eventually will fade away. There will be a new champion. There will be a new this, a new that. And so just enjoy it while you have it.
And it makes me wonder about our search for identity in external sources. Look, the Browns have been a joke of a franchise for 30 years now, with little pockets of like, oh, there's new hope, and then no, so whatever. Sure. Why do we, as a city or as a community or fans, feel it necessary to take on that identity of these sports franchises? Or we love a musician. Hey, I really dig Benson Boone. And then something comes out, and thankfully it has not with this kid yet. So keep it up, Benson. But, that maybe is negative or really kind of subverts our sense of who this person was or whatever. And then we're like, oh, somehow that reflects on us. It's like, no, it's just, to your point, can't we just enjoy the ride, the entertainment, whether that's sports, whether that's music, whether that's arts in some other fashion, and just accept it for what it is without it having to be the be all end all of like what it means for myself? Because truthfully, I have zero control over any of that.
So true.
No matter what I do.
So true.
As hard as I try fanning, it doesn't seem to have an impact, Toby.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. There's a lot of reasons why that happens, but it does happen. And I guess, the older we get, the more we get to like time passes and hopefully we learn and evolve, much like Benson did in his second verse. I will say that, when he goes to the second verse, he says, hey, I found my mind feeling sane. It's been a while, but I'm finding my faith, and just kind of goes on to say that he's at peace and he's got love. He's thankful for that. And then he says, I still am up at night sometimes thinking I might lose it all. And I get that. I get it, because it's like, okay, so say like you're feeling a certain kind of way, and then your friends talk you down like, dude, you're good. You're all right. You got your health. You got a good job. Yeah. You're fine. Yeah. Your girl cares about you. Your kids love you. What are we talking about? You're okay. Like, all right, you're right. Okay, cool. Let's get another beer. Let's get another drink. And, by the time that blue moon is done, you were thinking, man, I still could lose it all. I get it. It sucks.
First of all, I would not have pegged you for a blue moon fan.
Man, please. So. Blue moon's great. I love blue moon. Absolutely.
You put an orange in there?
Of course I do. Absolutely.
Okay. Well, I didn't mean no offense.
I'm not a heathen.
Taken aback there.
I'm not a heathen. Of course. Absolutely. Listen.
Some people put lemon too.
I'm not that guy.
Song.
I'm not that guy.
Okay.
Not the lemon, but the orange. Absolutely.
I love that you have very strong opinions today.
You like that?
So I think we are men of a certain age, and if you look at what they call the greatest generation, that World War II generation, they went through some stuff, obviously, and they were tight-lipped, and they never talked about their feelings, and that translated to the boomers, and maybe down to Generation X a little bit. So again, as we continue to evolve, men don't talk about these things in public at a certain age, and at 22, if we can normalize putting this stuff on a record, having conversations out loud, it's okay for men to be vulnerable and admit out loud, like, yeah, things are great, but this is stressing me out because I don't know when this is all going to go away. I don't know what's going to happen. I think that's great. Because we're celebrating it. This is, again, where we get into some sort of weird stuff. Like, we're celebrating all of that when it comes to the young female artists. And I don't want to not celebrate that in the same way when it comes to young male artists. So
sure.
Let's get into like the craziness of this cat blowing up the way he did.
Man.
He's 18 years old. He shows up on American Idol and he literally says, yeah, a year ago, I didn't even know I could sing.
I think we gotta go back even before then, right? This dude's got he's got sisters. I think he's got either 3 or 4 sisters, and they are all playing piano. They're all musical in some way, most of them. And so he learns to play a little bit piano, finds a high school band to kick it with and play, but he says it's nothing serious. It's just a band. It's just a band. I'm just out here. It's a high school band.
Just having some fun.
The lead singer for that band quits until he becomes a singer. He becomes a singer at that time. Like, okay. Then his friend convinces him to go into a talent show. Right? He says, dude, you got it. Make it happen. You should do this. So, and now let's fast forward to like, okay, he realizes, hey, you got a little something in here, and realizes that, hey, let's take our talents to American Idol. All right. Now let's add that part, right? This kid goes on American Idol. And I love these stories. To me, I think his story is fantastic because you go on American Idol and you don't know what's going to happen. And this dude actually, Katy Perry saying, I think you got the goods. Dude.
Katy was right. Yep. What was her quote? They're all going to swoon over Benson Boone. And she was not wrong. Mm-hmm. And I think the other thing, because I actually watched his audition today, and he's just so authentic and charming and personable and humble. Just kind of shows up and is like, I'm just kind of figuring out. He literally sits down at the piano and he's asking the judges, like, hey, is this mic at the right place? He's got no idea. They're like, you don't know how to sing into a microphone? He's like, yeah, not really. I never really done this before. So there's a certain just charm, and also like good on you for having the stones to be like, yeah, I'm figuring this out, but I'm going to go and audition on Idol regardless and be comfortable standing in front of these, these big talents.
Let's talk about stones. Let's talk about stones.
I was wondering when this was going to come up.
Because this dude said, they're like, yeah, you're good. You're going to Hollywood. He's like, awesome. Goes home, sleeps on it, and says, you know what? I'm not going to go. I'm going to find my own way. I don't want to be known as as a guy that, did American Idol and was the champion there, or the loser or the runner up there. And I think I got the goods to do it on my own. That, my friend, is kahunas, right? That's stones right there. Okay. Good on him though for that. I love that confidence to take a big chance.
Reminds me of our T-Pain episode where he bet on himself and said, I know you're going to write me this big fat check, but I'm good. I'm going to do it myself. And it worked out. So again, good on him. And I think Lionel Richie kind of said it best. He's like, some folks, have to work at it, whatever. And some folks can just roll in and have natural talent. He's like, you are one of these people that just has natural ability. And, I think when you have that too, people intuitively get it and gravitate towards it. So he says, I'm not doing it. And then what happens? Dan Reynolds from Imagine Dragons calls him up. It's like, hey, I want to work with you. Come out to my place in Vegas and we're going to sit there and do some songwriting.
What an awesome pairing. I love that pairing, because when I first heard, you listen to the very first part of Beautiful Things, and I don't know, not super familiar with a lot of Benson's work. But when I listened to the first song, I'm like, man, this feels it's got a little bit of folky flair to his voice, right? Nice. It's under control. It's, it's like, man, it's not a lot of people sing like he does. And, he's got good control over it. It's very distinct. It's like, wow, I can see him singing over songs that would be labeled as maybe tribal, right? Because it is like got the folk type feel. And to me, the group that does that the best right now is Imagine Dragons. So, I mean, like, just blessed. If for a kid to be that young, know what he wants, and go get it, and then pair himself up with the right person to help him get there. I think that was fantastic. it made sense to me.
And I do love that he's leaning into, hey, I'm figuring this out. Here's what I'm working on. Help me make it better. Like even this track, he got up in the middle of the night, sits down at the piano, writes down that kind of softer part. Gets up the next night. Apparently he's got an insomnia problem. I can relate. And sits down, writes that like bigger chorus. And he's thinking they're two separate songs. But then getting with other songwriters, getting with the band and somebody pointing out saying, you know what, if you did this and this, you could really bridge these together and turn something that was probably just a meh vanilla pop song or a meh pop anthem and kind of run the gamut into something bigger than two of those things separately.
Isn't that how Reese's Buttercup was made? Isn't that how it was? Chocolate and peanut butter, no one ever thought about that being put together. And then some old, I don't know if it was an Easter bunny or somebody came along and said, hey, you put these two things together, you'd be surprised. There are going to be people that are going to be surprised. People that are going to eventually fight about this one late day in October.
Yeah.
So
no, I think the Easter bunny kind of set the precursor because he was like, all right, I know how to do eggs and I'm going to put some Cadbury stuff in there, whatever that nougat is.
Boy.
And then somebody was like, you know what? That's okay. But we can improve on that. First of all, we don't need an egg. You can just put it in a little, put some ridges on it.
Some ridges.
You can tell people there's no wrong way to eat it.
That's right.
Put some peanut butter in there.
What are the reason for the ridges? That always, look, it looks like it's like a quiche. Looks like a miniature quiche.
It's a little quiche
container.
May I get you a peanut butter quiche? I think that's
so weird.
You know, once again, you continue to prove how bougie you are, Toby.
Never fails. Hey, so
do you eat your baby Ruths with like a knife and fork? Is that what happens here?
I'm not a heathen. What are you talking about?
This episode of Riffs on Riffs is brought to you by DistroKid, your ultimate partner for taking your music to the next level.
With DistroKid, uploading your songs or albums to online stores and streaming platforms like Spotify, Apple Music, and YouTube Music is easier than ever. Plus, you can easily pay your collaborators with splits and send large files securely to anyone with Instant Share.
And guess what else? You can get a YouTube official artist channel for free via DistroKid. You can send credits to stores, and you can use Hyperfollow to promote your release.
DistroKid has everything you need to succeed in the digital music landscape.
But that's not all. DistroKid now offers a convenient mobile experience with the DistroKid app, available on iOS and Android.
With the app, you can manage your releases, track your streaming stats, and even withdraw your earnings, all from the palm of your hand. And for the artists looking to perfect their sound, there's Mixia. With Mixia, you can put the finishing touches on your tracks in minutes, ensuring they sound polished and professional every time.
And if you need to share large files securely with collaborators, producers, or playlist curators, look no further than Instant Share. It's free to send up to 1 gigabyte of files, and your music will stream at the highest quality, making the best impression possible.
So why wait? Elevate your music career today with DistroKid and unlock a world of possibilities.
Riffs on Riffs listeners get 30% off their first year at DistroKid by going to distrokid.com/VIP/riffsonriffs.
Are you a forward thinker? Then you need an HR and finance platform that thinks like you do. Workday is the AI platform that helps propel your organization, your workforce, and your industry into the future. Workday, moving business forever forward.
Don't miss a special offer on November 19th from Botox Cosmetic on Botulinum Toxin A, the one and only product of its kind FDA approved for over 20 years. Buy one $50 gift card and get one free while supplies last. Terms and conditions apply. For prescribing information and box warning, visit BotoxCosmetic.com or call 877-351-0300.
So that was quite a leap you took there, and I want to segue into the random leaps that this dude puts into his performances, which is crazy to me. So apparently he was not actually a gymnast. He was a diver, a pretty competitive diver, and I guess his dad taught him acrobatics and stuff. But I think what is crazy to me. If you watch his Grammys performance and he just, jumps off the piano, does a flip, and then randomly he's just running around singing, he's like, oh, I should just do another flip. Like, how are you not completely out of breath before, during, and after you're doing that stuff? Like, that dude's got to be in insane shape.
Oh, yeah. Well, to hit those notes, look, I definitely got to be in shape, or the jeans have got to be really, really tight.
Yeah.
They got to be the Tyler Perry jeans. Not Tyler Perry. What's his name?
Steve Perry?
Steve Perry. He's got to be Steve Perry.
I just love that we had I would love to see some sort of Tyler and Steve Perry crossover.
Be fantastic.
Can I have Steve Perry in like the whole getup and like doing the movies? That's amazing.
That would be hilarious.
I've got to create a meme. Hold on, I got to go create a GIF or something.
That would be funny. Yeah, I mean, if this kid's young and he's got all the energy in the world right now. What is he? 22. Yeah, he's got all the energy right now. I mean, he has energy. If he was I don't know if he was a diver, or if he was into competitive swimming, but regardless, it doesn't matter. You're going to have a lot of energy to do that sport. Especially swimming. I mean, those guys, that's energy for days. So if he's using all of that to do this, just 2 flips on stage while singing that high note? Oh, I could do that. That's fine. It's better than lap, 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 lap. I'm good. Yeah.
I do like his falsetto or his higher register. I actually prefer that to his, I don't know, there's something I personally am just like, meh, about his just normal singing voice. But I think when he gets into that register, there's just something nice about it. So I do think it's because of the pants that he wears on stage. And, clearly all the hubbub. Toby, I gotta, is it just context? Because, Major League Baseball has had a cup adjustment problem ever since the sport was invented. Every time somebody steps out of the batter's box, you got to get things back in place.
Sure.
You and I have walked through the world and been in a situation where like, I got to take care of this right now. And it might be in public and you try to be subtle about it.
Rotate the tires. That's right. Go ahead.
You got to rotate the tire. But if you're on stage in like a very thin layer of clothing, and it happens to be at the Grammys, but you still got to, like, what are you supposed to do? There's no hiding it. You just got to get in there quick, get out quick, call it a day, and hope nobody notices. Unfortunately, it seems people noticed.
So I'm not familiar with this. They noticed who doing this? Who are we talking about? Somebody particular?
Oh, you didn't see this?
I did not.
Oh, yeah. There's a whole thing. So after his Grammys performance at the end or whatever, I don't know if it was, he's talking to the audience, or maybe I think it's at the end of the song where he's just kind of posing and he very deliberately is like, oh, got to adjust. And it became like this whole viral sensation to the point where he actually posted like a pretty funny video of him, addressing that. And like one of the memes is like Beyonce's like face, like just in utter disbelief, and it's showing him doing that, whatever. So it became this whole thing. So I just want to know, as a society, why when it's okay and when it's not. I guess Grammy's not, but
we've talked about this before. Maybe not on the pod, but certainly.
I was like, we have?
No, not. But I'm talking about something else. But we've talked about our obsession with perfection, and on stage in our artists, we want them to be perfect. We do not want to see them being normal, because that ruins the image that we have of them. We never want to see these people make a mistake. And that's one reason why that particular moment, to me, I like that. Like you said, it's just like, man, look, he's a human. These things happen.
Yeah,
calm down.
These things happen.
He just jumped off the piano and did a couple flips. Leave that man alone. What are we talking about? And like,
what do you think's going to happen?
Right.
Things move.
And same thing like with, I forget which performance it was, but Adele had a performance where she started singing. It's like, no, we got to do it over again. She was doing like a dedication to someone. She's like, no, we're doing this song over again. I care too much about this guy. And I know people had issues about that. Like, man, why she got to do it? Who does she think she is? Like, dude, there's nothing wrong with wanting a do-over so that she can do the song justice. That's how much she cares about the art. And to me, I thought it was great. If an artist does that, it's like, you know what? Start it over. for whatever reason, we're going to do it. This time we're going to do it right. Okay. That's all right. Because we're not infallible, man. So I hear you. I think the obsession with perfection, I think it's silly and it potentially problematic. I mean, we're making, these are, little things in the grand scheme of things, but
just jokes,
but in the bigger scheme of things, it's problematic. But yeah, I never heard about that story before. That's funny. So
I hope that we get to a point where we start celebrating when people are human and relatable and, oh yeah, either I made a mistake, which, okay, fine, let's start the song over, or yeah, I'm just not feeling it in the way that I should. Like, those are all human things.
Sure.
So I don't know. I hope we can start celebrating as opposed to being weirded out by it.
Yeah. I think we all need an adjustment.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
This is right there.
So
man.
you're gonna laugh at your own jokes, but you won't laugh at my great jokes. Is that how?
I always laugh at I'm just being consistent. That's all this is.
All right. So he came out with a new single on February 25th, and it's called "Sorry, I'm Here for Someone Else." Have you heard this one yet?
I have not.
So I actually do like this song. I actually liked that song better than "Beautiful Things."
Okay.
And it's a great story because I'll just paraphrase it. Basically, he walks into a restaurant or a bar or something and he sees his ex and he's like, oh, sorry, I'm here for somebody else. And then his current girl walks in and he realizes kind of in that moment, like, oh, plot twist. Actually, yeah, I still got the feels for the ex. So, right. So yeah, it's a cool song. Musically, I like it a little better, and I think the lyrics and the story are pretty interesting.
Yeah.
But it got me thinking, like, what are some good plot twist songs?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So I'm gonna tee one up.
Please.
So I one of my all-time favorites is The Police and Wrapped Around Your Finger. This idea that he's like, oh, you've got the whole song. He's like, you got me wrapped around your finger. Whatever, and then leave it to Sting to work the word alabaster into a song, right? Like, I will turn your face to alabaster when you find your servant is your master or something like that. And it's like, just kidding. I'm actually been running the show the whole time. So I think Sting is real good at that, that idea of people thinking a song is about one thing and it's not really, it's about something else. Like Every Breath You Take being about a stalker, but whatever.
Yeah.
All right, your turn. What do you got?
I don't know if it's exactly a plot twist, but I thought it was an interesting story with a surprise type ending. I will say I've got two choices. One's serious and one's just funny. So the funny one's the song that I sent you, by a group called Soul Position. It was producer RJD2 and MC Blueprint called the Jerry Springer episode. To me, dude, this song, every time I start listening to the song, I can't help but to finish the song because to me, it's funny. It is so funny. Actually, having seen him do it on stage is even better. So yeah, this story essentially is about a dude who's with this woman, right? His girlfriend, but she has an attitude about everything, right? About everything. And in the first verse is her getting in a fight at his mom's house over her cooking, and they whatever. And then this, so then he separates them. They leave, and he's like, man, I can't lie. She's still my boo. I love her. The second verse is like, then they're at the bar. They're at the bar. Dude's run out of money, but he sees another dude looking at his girl, and he's like, you know what, babe, I'm gonna give you some money. I'm gonna go to the bathroom real quick. Order another beer or whatever. He goes to the bathroom, comes back, and the dude is in his seat. Yeah. Dude is in his seat. And he's like, well, I'm going to act like I'm going to snuff him out. I'm going to get him, And then she flips the script. She's flirting with him openly. She flips the script, slaps the dude that's in his seat and calls a set fight. And he's like, are you, and of course he's like, well, not of course. This is where the story gets a little violent. But at that point, I'll leave the rest for the listeners to check it out. Hilarious story, though. Pretty funny. So that's the first one. The second one is a song called Sin by an MC by the name of Murs. It was on his album that was entitled "The Iliad is Dead and the Odyssey is Over," and it's about it's about a relationship with a woman. Our guy, the narrator of the story, is a married gentleman who befriends this other woman. This woman's, she's there for him in these tough times he's having with his wife. And then they eventually get closer and closer. And she's like, hey, let's run away. He's like, let's do that. Tells his wife that he's going to do that. They're going to go to Brazil. He gets ready to go on the trip. He's at the airport and she sends him an email stating that, hey, I haven't been totally honest with you. I've got a family. I've got kids. I can't leave. And it was like, he's already just blown up his entire everything. And now what? So those are the two songs. Murs, song's called Sin. The MC's name is Murs. And then that Jerry Springer episode is a song title by,
which is all you need to know.
Yeah, that's it. What else is there that you knew it was going to be ridiculous just for the title alone? So did you have another one? You have another example?
I don't. It was just, I'm sure I do, but then I'd have to sit here and there'd be a lot of dead air and nobody wants that.
Yeah.
Ponder. So do you like this song, Beautiful Things?
Yeah, I do. I think that chorus, the way he comes in with that chorus, I thought it was just okay up until the chorus. I think the chorus definitely takes it to another level. Just, it takes it out of here. It's one of those things, I don't care who you are, what kind of music you like listening to. You took notice of that chorus. And it's like, that's like, oh, I didn't expect that. I didn't expect him to do that. So yeah, I like it.
I'd say the same. I think his earlier stuff like Ghost Town is more of that kind of softer, pensive kind of stuff. And he even said after he wrote this song and figured out, oh, I can go in this direction, he's come out and said, hey, this is the direction my music is going. So I think he's going to lean some more into more of this anthemic kind of sound. I do think you see a little bit of that even in Sorry I'm Here for Someone Else. So I'll be very curious. It seems, again, he's so young and he's so new to even doing this. Who knows where it's going to go? He could be doing death metal in a couple of years. I don't know.
Yeah, probably not. Probably not. But yeah, it is interesting. We always have this discussion. Okay, like, oh yeah, where is he going to go? What do you think his new songs will sound like? The new music. What will it be like? And then who is an artist that we'd like to see him, work with? And I'm having a really hard time. There was a group back in the day. What's the name of that group? The song was called "We Are Young."
Oh, Fun?
Yes. Now, only reason I'm saying them is because one, they do have, at least in that song, it can be a little tribal feeling. I like it has a tribal feel to it, and their voices, have a similar, lilt as far as like folkish, if you will.
Yeah.
So I can see that really working well. Outside of that, them Imagine Dragons, I think would be a pretty interesting pairing as well if it wasn't so drum heavy. Because this is one artist I don't think he needs strong. Well, I don't feel like I've heard him with songs that have really strong drums. Let's just say, but maybe I'm off.
Yeah.
So
yeah, no, I'm with you. So I hear his stuff and I feel like, okay, I can see this being Coldplay. I think that there's like a Mumford & Sons kind of vibe to it, right? Kind of that folky, whatever. Noah Kahn, maybe some of that. Like they're kind of indistinguishable. So I think what I'm looking forward to hearing from him is when he kind of gets his sea legs and is like, oh no, this is who I am, kind of leans more into like a distinct persona. Not like, again, not being inauthentic, but hey, who am I really as an artist and what gets me excited and what do I want to put out there? Because I think the beauty is he's kind of figuring it out right in front of us. So I think we're going to see a journey. He's grown up.
That was good. You're going to see a journey. That was a good Perry callback. That was good. I enjoyed that.
See, I didn't. Yeah. Yeah. Don't stop believing, Toby.
I think the Coldplay was a good one. I think that would be a good pairing. I'm going to throw another one out there is, Hozier, yeah. Hozier, I think would be a really good,
whatever.
Yeah, he would be another really good because I think they could do some good stuff together. And they both seem, although different people, both authentic artists. And I was like, it'd be an interesting pairing to see what they would come up with. Because there's nothing they couldn't do. Nothing they couldn't do vocally. They both are, we haven't even talked about Benson being able to play multiple instruments. I mean, this dude, he's the real deal. Yeah, he's there. But yeah, I'm going to be interested to figure it out. And I also think that I'm going to be interested to watch him figure it out. And I am looking forward to him taking some chances as well with his music, because I think that's what we're missing. Not what we're missing is what people are looking to see. Let me say that, because there are artists out here that are taking some chances, but man, I don't know what it was about this guy. I don't know what it is about his performance per se, but I kept on thinking about Queen, right? And just like,
you know what? I did too, actually.
Right?
That's interesting.
And I was like,
it's not a direct correlation.
No, it's not. Yeah. It's not direct, but you get it. I'm glad I feel validated now that you said that, because I'm like, man, Queen took some chances, man. They did huge chance. Made a song about a bicycle, Joe. A bicycle, Joe. A bicycle.
And fat bottom girls. So maybe that's not.
Man, well, that wasn't a chance at all. That's what we all wanted.
Okay, fair enough.
But coming from Freddie, that was definitely something different. Yeah. No, but we artists like that, they take some chances. It's like, woo, like that is like, let's talk about that, and I feel you've got Doja Cat, Doechii, Janelle Monáe, these, women now that are saying like, hey, it's not, as far as talking about femininity and sex drive and all the other things, they're not afraid to talk about that or discuss that at all, which I think is great. Men have been doing it for years, right? I think it's great. And they're being celebrated for it. It is nice to see male artists go in another direction, right? It's talking about like you mentioned, being vulnerable and talking about the things that keep you up at night, that insecurity, that, whether it be imposter syndrome or just that feeling that you could lose it all. Like, man, but now that is making things just more relatable. And now that big Venn diagram from male artists and female artists, that Venn diagram is just becoming more and more overlapping. And so that we realize that, man, we can talk about the same stuff, different perspective, but we can talk about the same stuff, which is great.
Thank you for coming around, my friend. I knew you already felt that way. So it's just good to see you stick the landing. Well done.
Hey, I love Mary Lou Retton. What can I say? Stick the landing.
All right. I think, so we will wait and see what happens with Benson. It's funny when I just say Benson. Do you remember the show?
Benson Dubois? Come on, man.
Benson Dubois? The smartest dude in the room.
Man.
Yeah. That's yes, kids, go look that up.
Man, that's one sitcom that I loved and I can't find anywhere.
Really?
I'd have to probably go on Prime Video to probably actually find it. I'm sure I can find it, but I love that.
I'm going to get you the box set for Christmas, my friend.
Man, listen. Don't play with my feelings. Don't play with my feelings.
Don't play with Benson.
It's a good show, man. It's a good show. Wow, that's something else we can check off the bucket list. Never thought we'd talk about Nugget, Benson, Queen, tight pants, Tyler Perry and Steve Perry, right? All of that.
That's right.
And
it's all just
all that together.
You're welcome, Riffs listeners.
Yeah, man, listen.
Welcome to our chaotic brains.
If you're mad while listening to this episode, it is your own fault. This show is called Riffs on Riffs. You knew what we were going to do. The show, it's in the name. It's in the name. Yeah. Hey, you can check us out on the Instagram, on the socials, right? So we're at Riffs on Instagram and also on Facebook. So check us out there. You'll see video clips there. And go ahead.
I will say that I had a listener reach out and they were incredibly frustrated because they're like, hey, I'm seeing these clips on Facebook and I want to go listen to the whole thing. This person was like, I think I'm too dumb to figure out how to do that.
Sure. If you want the whole episode, you go to any streaming platform, right? If you got an iPhone, there's an app that just says podcast. Click on that, type in Riffs on Riffs, you're good. Or just go to riffsonriffs.com and every episode is posted there. So riffsonriffs.com, it will all be there. It's also on Spotify as well. So, and all the other listening platform.
All right. Well, thanks for coming along for this tight pants journey. See what I no.
Yep, sure did. I hear it.
We're just going to keep that just for, in fact, let's just end the show on that. Just one more time, Toby.
Keep listening. Huzzah.
Mint is still $15 a month for premium wireless. And if you haven't made the switch yet, here are 15 reasons why you should. 1, it's $15 a month. 2, seriously, it's $15 a month. 3, no big contracts. 4, I use it. 5, my mom uses it. Are you playing me off? That's what's happening, right? Okay, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan. $15 per month equivalent required. New customer offer first 3 months only. Then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See mintmobile.com.